Hi everyone, so today I'm back with another side-by-side review, and I did not know this, but I hope you guys didn't know too because it's so exciting. But Makeup Forever, I'm not sure whether the States has released this, but I don't hear people talking about it, and I thought people would go crazy for another Makeup Forever type foundation. But recently discovered on this page where it kind of shows you people what Korean actresses use, and this Instagram page basically breaks down the different elements, and I saw one of this Korean actress use a Makeup Forever cushion, and I was like, Makeup Forever has a cushion? I wouldn't even think that, you know, Makeup Forever would be one of those really popular brands that would be first to venture into this kind of foundations, but they actually did. I managed to find someone to help me bring it over, but basically Makeup Forever released their UV Bright Cushion, and I have the exact same shade Y245 in the cushion. So this is how the cushion looks like. It's called the UV Bright Cushion with SPF 35, and in the exact same shade Y245 I have my, you know, the Holy Grail HD foundation. So I thought these two liquid type foundations would do well against each other, and I'll be doing a side-by-side comparison so that you guys know actually how much different this finish is. So yeah, if you guys want to stick around and see how this cushion lasts, then just keep on watching. Okay, so this is how my skin looks like. As you can see, a lot of scars are subsiding, and you know, things are starting to smoothen out in terms of lumps and bumps, but everything is, you know, I feel kind of my skin is behaving a little bit better. It's not super temperamental, and yeah, it's kind of off my menstrual cycle, so yeah, it generally starts to calm down after that period. So you guys know the drill. I put my skin type and also everything that I'm going through at the moment on this side, and yeah, let's just proceed to applying the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, the liquid pump version. So this is the consistency of it. It's actually really liquidy, so I thought that this would be a good comparison against a water-based type cushion. So on the right side, I'm going to use the Ultra HD. So this is the close-up finish, and it's super natural. It's really like skin, and also on camera it looks very like almost I'm not applying any sort of base. So this is basically its benefits. There's a lot of, you know, thought that goes behind how it looks like on camera, and yeah, I think my skin has never looked any better. It did give a lot of coverage and also neutralized a lot of things. I think comparatively, if you look at my under eye circles, you can see that it has been neutralized. A lot of my blemishes have been taken down, and yeah, my skin just looks really healthy, and the amount of foundation that I actually applied doesn't look a lot, even though I used like about 2 pumps on half my face. I find that using a kabuki brush may not be the best thing because it does absorb a lot of the product. But as you can see, it's just super good, and this is the reason why everyone loves this foundation. It just behaves so well on the skin, and it doesn't look too cakey, doesn't look too crazy, and yeah, it's great on oily skin to even dry skin types, and it can be mixed in with a lot of other skincare products to make it more compatible to your skin. But at the moment, I think it's really suitable for combination as well as oily skin types. But yeah, this is how it looks. So this is how the inside looks like. As you can see, it's a cushion that's saturated with a lot of product. It doesn't look like any type of veil technology or anything like that, so it's just a standard cushion saturated with product. The shade looks really ideal. It actually looks a little bit more yellow undertone, so I think this will match me really well. Okay, so this is the finish. It looks really up close, and as you can see, it's super full coverage and it is really dewy at this point. Not super dewy like a lot of those, you know, iconic cushion foundations like maybe the Hera UV Mist cushion. That is really dewy, but this is like a notch lower. So yeah, on my skin it is really quite brightening. As it mentions, the shade does run a little bit more light, if that makes sense. As you can see on the right side, it's just very true to my actual skin tone, and even as it's oxidizing a little bit, it still matches me pretty well. Has a very nice strong yellow undertone, but here after a while it kind of still looks peachy, if that makes sense, but it isn't too far off my actual skin tone, as you can see here around my neck. But it is quite brightening a shade match, but I would prefer it to match me, if that makes sense. But I will give it a while to set. Hopefully it oxidizes to look a little bit darker. But yeah, coverage wise it's great, it's super high. It doesn't kind of color correct any of the issues I have here, but making close comparisons, like I mentioned, to the Ultra HD foundation, you can see that a lot of the discolorations have been knocked out. And primarily my right side has a lot more acne problems, and as you can see here, it doesn't look that bad actually, but on the left side you can still see quite a few peeking out. And yeah, let me try to build up a little bit of coverage on these areas, but I doubt it is buildable actually. So yeah, on this area. So yeah, as you can probably see, it's a color correcting kind of an issue. The coverage is actually quite high, it's just that these few discolorations I have are like a little bit purplish. So it, you know, you either use a concealer or something like that to solve the problem. I think overall, if you look at how it sits on the skin, it is really quite beautiful. It sits really naturally, makes my skin look really quite radiant and also really bright. So yeah, not much else to add, but at this point I can tell that the formulation's a little bit more wet, so it will kind of sink into fine lines, I feel, unless you immediately set it with powder. I find that this formulation is really adhering onto the skin. It feels like it's really gripping onto my skin, so it doesn't feel like it will slip and slide around like, you know, a lot of cushion foundations would because of its high water content. It doesn't feel like a layer that's just sitting on. It actually feels like it gripped onto my face, which is actually quite a good mark of a foundation base. So this is how it looks like. Oh yeah, not much else to add at this point. I'm just going to do the rest of my makeup and I'll let you know my final thoughts. Okay, so that's how all my makeup looks at the beginning of the day, and I think that, you know, it looks really put together on both sides. I did a little bit of bronzing so that I can even out the mismatch in my skin tone, but I think overall it does match me really well both sides. The Makeup Forever Liquid HD foundation actually just performs a lot more like, you know, like a regular liquid foundation. The UV Bright one, I'm surprised that, you know, it actually feels very in line with Makeup Forever being quite full coverage, very camera friendly, but I find that this is an alternative formula for people who want something that's a little bit more dewy, not super dewy, like really like water based, and just super brightening, and also just like your typical Korean dewy kind of foundation. This isn't like that. This is just a slightly more moisturizing version of the Ultra HD foundation, I find. I think that looking really up close, UV Bright Cushion definitely sinks into the enlarged pore area a lot more, so just applying like a pore filling primer will solve that issue, but naturally the Ultra HD does not do that, so it is something that, you know, just glides over the skin, perfects it, and reflects light that makes it look super natural and also just very put together. yeah, but that being said, the ultra bright one doesn't claim to be ultra HD, it just claims to be a different type of cushion. So I do find that this is just a very nice addition to the whole line in Makeup Forever. And yeah, I generally don't do evening check-ins for this, but I'll let you guys know in the comment section how it lasts throughout the day, and you guys can just check there. And yeah, let me know which side you guys like. I have not much else to add at this point. And if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, share it with your family and friends, and like and comment down below. Any questions you have, I will be sure to answer them. So yeah, without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!